if you're on Retatrutide, you want to watch this first. Okay, let's talk about it, because if you're on it or you're thinking about getting on it, there's some things that you need to be actively watching and not just hoping for the best. And no, this is not about scaring you, it's about being smart, because this drug is powerful and powerful things do demand respect. So, number one, your rested heart rate. Track it every morning. You know, clinical trials are actively showing a modest but real increase in rested heart rate, roughly 5 to 10 beats per minute, peaking around week 24 before it actually starts to settle. And that might not sound like much, but if you're not tracking your baseline, you won't even know that it's happening. So get yourself a wearable, check your rested heart rate first thing in the morning, because that's when it's going to give you your truest number. And if it's creeping up week after week and you're feeling things like heart fluttering or shortness of breath or just an uncomfortable awareness of your chest, that's a conversation that you want to have with your doctor. It's not something that you want to push through. That glucagon activation in particular is what's driving a lot of metabolic fire, but it also puts more demand on your cardiovascular system, and clinical monitoring during trials actually included blood pressure, heart rate, lipid levels for exactly this reason. So you really should be doing the same at home. Number two, your vitamin stack is a non-negotiable. You know, here's the thing that most people miss, is that when this drug works, it works hard. Your appetite disappears, you're eating significantly less, and when you're eating less, the chronic appetite suppression and the reduced caloric intake actually increases the risk of micronutrient deficiencies. And for Retatrutide users specifically, this triple receptor mechanism produces even more dramatic weight loss than semaglutide or tirzepatide, which means that the highest supplement priority of all three medications, at a minimum, here's what you want to be taking. So vitamin D3, B12, magnesium. Get your protein up to at least 1.5 to 2 grams per kilo of body weight daily. And that last one is not optional. It's the thing standing between you and you losing your muscle. So that's that. Here's the one that nobody wants to talk about, and it is the desire for life. This is real, and I want you to sit with this for just a second. GLP-1 receptors exist in key brain regions that regulate reward, motivation, emotion, the parts of your brain which are central to the brain's pleasure and drive system. So when this drug dials down your hunger, it's not just lightening your stomach, it is quietening everything. You know, some people describe it as emotional flatness or reduced interest or pleasure in things that used to matter to them. And the reason it's happening is that these same brain areas involved in regulating appetite overlap with the dopamine reward pathways, the brain's pleasure circuits. In some people, dampening one dampens the other. Some people experience it as a reduction in impulsiveness. Others experience it in a lack of motivation to act. Either way, pay attention. You know, if things that you used to care about start feeling grey, if your drive goes quiet, if you stop looking forward to things, that's data. Don't ignore it. You know, the fix isn't always stopping the medication. You know, low energy at the start often comes down to not getting your diet and macros right. Once nutrition is corrected, energy and mood can improve significantly. So watch that. You know, movement helps enormously too, but if it persists, talk to your doctor about the dose adjustments or get some additional support. You know, watch your heart, feed your body, and stay connected to what makes you feel alive. That's the whole point of this. You know, it's not just to get a smaller body, but it's to have a better life. Don't trade one for the other without actually noticing what's going on. And as always, I am not a doctor. This is purely for information and awareness. You want to work with a qualified medical professional on your protocol.